Extremely dangerous Hurricane Beryl is lashing the Windward Islands as a powerful Category 4 storm. Good afternoon, I'm Mike Naso with this 1 p.m. Eastern Time bulletin update on powerful Category 4 Hurricane Beryl. If you watched the update this morning, it had weakened to a Category 3 and was undergoing some internal structure changes, and now it has absolutely exploded into a Category 4 hurricane. As of 1 p.m. Atlantic time from the Hurricane Center, it's at 12.6 north, 61.9 west. That puts it 30 miles west-northwest of Carriacou Island, which it went over and made landfall on at around 11 a.m. Eastern time. It's 35 miles north-northwest of Grenada, with maximum sustained winds up to 150 miles per hour. It is now a high-end Category 4 hurricane, moving west-northwest at 20, 946 millibars. When I spoke to you at 5 a.m., it was about 965 millibars, so it has been intensifying dramatically ever since the eyewall replacement cycle this morning. A weather station at Grenada Airport recorded a sustained wind of 92 miles per hour and a gust to 121 miles per hour. That is a Category 3 wind gust, and that's in Grenada to the south of where the eye of Hurricane Beryl is. St. Lucia had a sustained wind of 52 and a gust to 63, so that's pretty far north. So St. Vincent in between is definitely getting hammered, and we'll talk about it. Here is the latest radar, and it kind of goes in and out, but look at the way that eye has strengthened. Notice as it moved directly over the island of Carriacou, it's actually shrinking in size spatially. You notice that? That's a sign that the eye is still intensifying, and it's getting into the very high-end Category 4 range. The northern and the eastern eye wall is the strongest part. That's the right front quadrant of the hurricane, where you would have winds onshore. So currently that is hammering areas there of Carriacou Island. As it moves away, weather conditions should improve, but Grenada has already had winds gusting into the Category 3 range, and remember, at higher elevations, they're going to be even stronger, and if that's this far away from the eye, I would hate to see what happened to some of these little islands here in the northern and the northeast eye wall with this hurricane. Now, yesterday it was a Category 4, 140 miles an hour, and then we got it down to a Category 3 this morning, and after the eyewall replacement cycle weakened it, it is now back up to a high-end Category 4 hurricane, which is catastrophic wind damage. Catastrophic wind damage, and that's a very, very serious situation for those islands. Brian McNulty's weather radar page, watch as this hurricane comes into view. Yesterday, it had that very small eye, and it went through an eyewall replacement cycle to where it got a new, bigger eye this morning, and then watch as that intensifies right as it moves over that island in red. Boom. Just a devastating strike for the Windward Islands, and I believe this is the closest approach of a major Category 4 hurricane since Hurricane Ivan 20 years ago went over Grenada. Again, Ivan was about 140 miles an hour. This is 150, so this is stronger than Ivan was as it moved through the Windward Islands there, just hammering a lot of those islands as a very dangerous Category 4 storm. Here's the visible satellite, and again, you can't see the island of Carriacou on this map, but it's right where I put that red dot. It moved over it. Now, the good news is with the fast motion, the rainfall, even though it could be upwards of 8 to 10 inches, won't be as crippling as if it was a slow-moving hurricane, and it should move on out, but not before really lashing these islands of the Grenadines, Grenada down to the south, and St. Vincent to the north. And remember, St. Lucia up north had that wind gust to hurricane force. So again, this whole region here getting the central dense overcast of our Category 4 Hurricane Beryl. This was the location. As a matter of fact, this was as of noon. So the right eye wall went over this island. This is Carriacou Island here, Petite Martinique, and a lot of resorts and spas. These islands have people on them and populations. So they're not just tropical bays and whatnot. And then, of course, down Grenada. And then as it moves here towards areas further north, there is St. Vincent. So this whole area really got lashed as the hurricane moved on through. It's now past that point and is pushing on towards the west-northwest. There's another look at the map. Again, All of these little islands here are in the eye and the eye wall, the right eye wall of a 150 mile per hour strengthening hurricane. And so hopefully the infrastructure could hold up because that is very, very dangerous. The key messages as of 11 a.m., so this is 2 hours ago, but it remains the same. The eye wall of Beryl is moving through the southern Windward Islands. This is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. Take action now in Grenada, the Grenadine Islands, and Carriacou Island. Don't leave your shelter as those destructive winds and life-threatening storm surge are expected over the afternoon hours. Shelter in place and do not venture out into the eye of the storm. Seen some pictures down there of the eye over Carriacou Island. So they thought they got it bad and then the eye was over them, but then they got the right eye wall, which is even stronger than the western eye wall. Heavy rainfall and localized flash flooding are expected in the Windward Islands, and Beryl is expected to remain a powerful hurricane as it moves on towards the west-northwest across the Caribbean Sea. We do have a hurricane watch for Jamaica, and if you're in the Cayman Islands, Belize, and the Yucatan, keep an eye. You'll likely see watches and warnings as the next 24 hours progresses, as the hurricane moves in that direction towards the Yucatan Peninsula and even Jamaica before then. So we'll watch it very carefully. Again, this is a very dangerous situation for the Windward Islands. The landfall of a Category 4 hurricane, very rare event, July 1st. We don't see this every year or every decade or every 3 decades, but it's happened in 2024 with the landfall of a Category 4 hurricane, Hurricane Beryl. I'm Mike Naso with the latest on Hurricane Beryl, and I'll talk to you next time.